Hello everyone, my name is Ty Marlowe, and today I'm going to be going over how to change the hue and saturation of any object in your image on Photoshop. We're going to go ahead and get started here by pulling up this image that I've selected. And what we're going to do first is go ahead and take a look at the basis of how we change the hue and saturation. So the first step here is just going to go up to the top bar there and hit Image. And then we're going to go to Adjustments, and Hue Saturation is the box we want. So the bar at the top here is Hue, which is just the chroma or the color. Saturation is going to be the intensity of the color, and lightness is just the value, how light or dark it is. So we're going to use the whole image to change these real quick. This is what it looks like when you change the hue. That's going to basically get the whole range of colors there. When you adjust the saturation, I'm going to go ahead and change the hue to this green, and that'll give it an idea of what the saturation looks like. With the saturation, if you bring it all the way up, there's going to be a lot of noise and blurriness that you don't really like. All the way down is going to be total grayscale, and obviously changing how light or dark it is there. So now that we have an idea of how those things change, we're going to go ahead and get started by just choosing his sweater to change. So I'm using the Quick Selection tool up on the top left area. This is a really great tool to use when you're trying to make a selection of any object in these photos. It starts with this cursor that is a circle with a little plus in the middle. That just means that it's a default going to be selecting a positive area. So if you start moving the cursor around by hitting the left click button, you're going to get a selection of this area. The great thing about this tool is it has an idea of what edges are, and so it's going to select what it thinks that you want to select. When you want to fix up that selection, you can go ahead and hit Alt and hold Alt. That's going to turn your cursor into a circle with a minus symbol in it. And that just means that you're going to be taking away that positive selection from before. So I'm fixing some little areas like the hand in the chair and some areas of the sweater that the tool might have missed. Here I'm just going to be getting kind of into details and deselecting some of the hand so that it's only his sweater that we're adjusting. If we move up, we're going to notice that the cigarette also needs some work. Since that object is a little bit different, since it is long and thin, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for the tool to understand what needs to be done. So we need to make some more detail adjustments there as well. Go ahead and taking up all of that space that we want to change the color on. Just for this example, it's not going to be perfect, but we're going to get an idea of how to make these tools work for you. So now that we have our selection here, we're going to go ahead and go back to Image, Adjustments, and Hue Saturation to get that box up again. I'm going to go ahead and start by changing the hue and bringing it to this kind of purple color. This is the box that we're going to be using, so I went ahead and changed the hue up to 117. That's going to give us that violet color. Because the lighting in this is a little odd, the temperature of the light is different because we changed the saturation of the sweater right there on his chest, that light. So we're going to go ahead and bring the saturation down a little bit. Make it a little bit more gray just so that it's not as jarring. You'll see the saturation, I went all the way to -40 there. Now that we're finished up with that, we can go ahead and deselect everything. I'm going to give this a crop just to make it a little bit more interesting. I think that composition is going to work nice, so I just want to see that image better. If we go ahead and zoom in a little bit, now we can see our image better. And as a last touch, I'm going to go ahead and go to Adjustments and Levels right here. That is going to show us our range of values. So if we bring that left cursor over into the middle a little bit more, going to give us a better range of values over where that kind of mountain starts. We're going to get some deeper darks, and it's going to be a more interesting image. And that about sums everything up. So thanks for watching, and I hope this tool in the future, and we'll see you next time.